People spend years working hard to build wealth, but there's one thing they can do that'll guarantee they lose it all quickly. The fastest way to get poor isn't a mistake you can make overnight. It's a series of small yet powerful decisions that compound over time. If you want to ruin your financial future, all you need to do is follow a few simple steps. Let's dive into them. Getting rich is a goal for many people. It's something everyone aspires to, but there's another side to this journey: losing it all. The truth is, building wealth takes time, discipline, and strategic planning, while losing it can happen much faster. The road to poverty is paved with common financial mistakes that people continue to make, often without even realizing the consequences. In fact, many people make decisions on a daily basis that lead them down the path of financial ruin. It's not about one huge catastrophic event. Rather, it's the cumulative effect of bad choices that pile up over time. These are the decisions that silently drain bank accounts and derail financial futures. When examined carefully, it's clear that there are a few habits, choices, and strategies that can guarantee anyone's downfall when it comes to money. Number 1. Living beyond your means. The most straightforward way to get poor is to spend more than you earn. This is a basic principle of personal finance, yet it is consistently ignored. People may have high-paying jobs, but that doesn't mean they are building wealth. Many continue to spend without discipline, chasing after the next gadget, designer clothes, or an expensive lifestyle that they can't truly afford. When you live beyond your means, you accumulate debt that you can't pay off. This might seem manageable in the short term, but over time, the interest on credit cards, loans, and other debts begins to compound. Eventually, those monthly payments become unsustainable, and your financial health starts to spiral. Without savings or a plan to get out of debt, the cycle of overspending continues, making it increasingly difficult to recover. Credit cards and loans are often seen as solutions for immediate needs, but they can quickly become traps. What starts as a small balance on a credit card can easily grow into a huge amount of debt, especially with high interest rates. When you borrow money to fund your lifestyle, you're building a future where you owe more than you can afford. This is one of the fastest routes to poverty. Number 2. Failing to save or invest. Another critical mistake that leads people straight into financial hardship is the failure to save or invest. If you only work to pay bills and make ends meet, you're never going to get ahead. Saving money might seem difficult, especially with living expenses taking up a significant portion of your income. But without savings, you won't have a cushion in case of emergencies. Emergencies are a part of life, whether it's medical bills, car repairs, or unexpected home maintenance costs. If you don't have an emergency fund, you'll have to rely on credit cards or loans to cover these expenses. This only deepens your debt and makes it harder to recover financially. Saving consistently, even a small amount, is key to building a foundation for the future. Without savings, you're always one disaster away from financial ruin. Investing is equally important. People often avoid investing because they believe it's too risky or that it requires a large amount of money to get started. However, not investing is a decision that guarantees future financial struggle. Investing allows your money to grow over time, outpacing inflation and creating wealth. Without investing, your savings will lose value over time as the cost of living increases. If you're not putting money into investments, you're only relying on your current income, which can quickly become unsustainable. Number 3. Ignoring financial education. The financial world can seem complicated, and many people don't take the time to educate themselves about managing money. Ignoring financial education is one of the biggest reasons why people end up poor. Without understanding how money works, how to budget, save, invest, or even use credit wisely, you're setting yourself up for failure. Financial literacy is essential to making informed decisions about your money. Most people aren't taught personal finance in school, leaving them to figure things out as they go along. This lack of knowledge can lead to poor decisions, like falling for scams or missing out on opportunities to grow wealth. People who fail to understand the basics of investing, budgeting, and managing debt often make decisions that leave them financially trapped. The result is a never-ending cycle of bad choices that pull them further away from financial success. Reading books, listening to podcasts, and seeking advice from those who have mastered their finances can help you avoid common mistakes. It's easy to think that money management isn't that important, but the more you understand how to build wealth, the better your chances are of avoiding the traps that lead to financial collapse. Number 4. Relying too much on debt. Debt is an easy solution when you need money, but it's one of the quickest ways to get poor. Loans, mortgages, credit cards, while they can help you pay for things in the short term, they also come with a long-term cost. High interest rates on credit cards and personal loans can trap you in a cycle of debt that's difficult to escape. The key to avoiding this trap is to understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. Good debt, like taking out a mortgage to buy a home, can lead to wealth if the property appreciates in value. Bad debt, however, like using a credit card to buy luxury items you don't need, can quickly spiral out of control. If you can't pay off your debts in full each month, you're accumulating interest that makes it even harder to pay them off in the future. Instead of relying on debt, build a strong savings account and invest in your future. Pay off high-interest debts as quickly as possible, and avoid using credit for purchases that aren't necessary. The faster you can break free from debt, the faster you'll start building wealth. Number 5. Making financial decisions based on emotion. Emotion is one of the most destructive factors when it comes to managing money. Fear and greed often drive people to make rash financial decisions. Whether it's selling off investments in a panic during a market downturn or splurging on a luxury item during a moment of excitement, emotional decisions are rarely the right ones. People who act based on emotion often do so because they're trying to avoid discomfort or take advantage of fleeting opportunities. Emotional decisions lead to buying high and selling low in the stock market or spending on impulse rather than sticking to a budget. Financial discipline is key to managing money effectively. Those who are able to make decisions based on logic, rather than emotional responses, have a far better chance at wealth building. By creating a plan and sticking to it, you avoid the roller coaster of emotional highs and lows. Financial stability is built through patience, careful planning, and the ability to stay calm in times of financial uncertainty. It's important to recognize that short-term discomfort is often part of long-term financial success. Number 6. Living paycheck to paycheck. Living paycheck to paycheck is a surefire way to end up poor. This situation is common among people who don't budget or save. When every penny you earn goes toward immediate expenses, there's no room for financial growth. Without an emergency fund or investments, the smallest unexpected expense, like a medical bill or car repair, can throw your entire financial situation into disarray. Living paycheck to paycheck often leads to increased reliance on credit cards and loans, which compounds the problem. Instead of living with no room to breathe, aim to set aside at least a portion of your income each month. Even if it's just 5% or 10%, consistently saving and investing will help break the cycle. Having savings also means you're not left scrambling when an emergency arises. If you can create multiple streams of income or increase your earning potential through career advancement, you can reduce the pressure of living paycheck to paycheck. The more room you create between your income and expenses, the more you can save and invest for the future. If you want to avoid the fastest route to financial ruin, start by creating a plan, sticking to it, and making informed, thoughtful decisions. The choices you make today will determine your financial future, so make them count. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share your thoughts below. What financial mistakes have you made, and how did you turn them around?